And welcome back to the Hannity Primary. Here is the final installment of my interview with presidential hopeful Herman Cain. Foreign policy.
Yes.
Now, you have a wonderful background on economics.
Right.
Pillsbury, Burger King, Godfather, great success stories.
Yes.
You've outlined your plan for the economy.
Yes.
All right. Does the issue of foreign policy and your history and your background, what foreign policy experience do you have? What do you bring to the table?
Okay, first, foreign policy is more than bombs and bullets.
Yeah.
It's about bombs, bullets, and business. Our friends, they have an interest in being friends with us if there's also a bombs, bullets, and business component. It's not just about bombs and bullets. Now, because of my experience serving on several corporate international companies, I have visited many countries, and there has to be a business component or a business incentive in order to develop a good relationship with the company. Secondly, you don't have to have had foreign policy experience in order to know who your friends are and who your enemies are.
Called common sense?
It's called common sense. Look at what's happening with Pakistan. There are a lot of questions right now about whether or not Pakistan is really our friend or whether they're really our foe. The second thing about foreign policy experience, you do not have to have had extensive foreign policy experience to know how to listen to the experts. President Obama just announced his withdrawal plan from Afghanistan. He didn't listen to General Petraeus. He didn't listen to Admiral Mullen. They have gone on record as saying it was more aggressive than they thought. And common sense says you don't reduce your force by a third and announce it to your enemy in order to fulfill some political promise. What kind of foreign experience do you need to listen to your experts in order to be able to make the right decision?
You came under fire earlier in the campaign. I never saw you mad before, but you got sick and tired of answering the question about Muslims in your administration. And a reporter asked you, I guess, again, and you went off on him a little bit.
Yes.
Tell us your real position on it and what happened.
Throughout my business career, I've always hired the best people, irrespective of race, irrespective of religion, irrespective of sexual orientation, irrespective of ethnicity. I've always done that. I have a record of that. I've never not hired somebody based upon some discriminatory factor. What I've always asked is, are you committed to the mission of the company? And in this case, are you committed to the mission of the United States of America, which is to uphold the Constitution? If they can give me an answer on that, and I believe them, I don't have a problem with that Muslim religion. Now, it got distorted because the question was, are you comfortable hiring Muslims in your administration? Not just off the cuff. I said, no, I'm not. But I said it does not mean that I would not have Muslims in my administration. And here's where I was coming from. I was coming from the fact that I firmly believe American laws for American courts. If you look at what happened in Europe, you will see that over time, little by little by little, they were able to get Sharia law into the European courts. I don't think that's supposed to happen here in the United States of America. And secondly, when I heard Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu give a speech, January following 9/11/2001, something stuck in my mind that I never forgot. And that was one of the things that inspired me to answer cautiously, not necessarily.
What was that?
He said, there are two things that the American people need to learn about terrorism and terrorists. Number one, it's going to last a long time. And number two, they want to kill all of us.
He's right.
He is absolutely right. Now,
Islamic extremists.
Exactly. Now, here's my point. I respect and admire the peaceful Muslims in this country. And they are free to exercise their religion like all of us exercise our religion. But I have a right, and the American people have a right, to draw the line and say, I'm going to be cautious because I do not want Sharia law in our courts, American laws for American courts.
You look, you're in the public eye now, so you're a target, as we all are. And Jon Stewart recently took a pretty big shot at you.
Right.
And he was asked about it on Chris Wallace's show. you finally got a chance to see that.
Right, I did.
And you had some pretty harsh words for him.
Well, first of all...
By the way, this is the same guy who has, what, a rally to restore sanity,
right,
and invites Cat Stevens, who supported a fatwa on Salman Rushdie. Now, that's the definition of sanity. Count me in the insane category.
Right.
So he had some very harsh words, and
he
mocking. I think if any conservative had done anything similar to an African American, I think they'd be fired.
Yes. First of all, I don't believe Jon Stewart is a racist. He's a comedian, and he admits that. But what Jon Stewart does have a problem with is that Herman Cain is an American black conservative. You see, I left the Democrat plantation a long time ago. And whenever people get a chance to try to whip me back onto the plantation and I won't go, they play the race card. It doesn't work with me.
And that is all the time we have left this evening. As always, thank you for being with us, and I hope you have a great night.